Jesus Christ. Oh, fucking. The elders are gonna be pissed about that one. Before we get into the video, I just want to say thank you so much, guys, for the support I got on my last video. It really does make me very happy when I see, you guys commenting and liking the videos, and, makes me feel like I'm doing something right here. So keep it up, guys. It's awesome. So why do we need an account for fixtures in FPL? Well, simply, good fixtures means that players will have a higher points potential. As a result, the players that maybe aren't worth bringing into your team for the price they're set at suddenly become extremely worth it, and we can start rotating in players and targeting those good fixtures. With good fixtures, this really does bump up the expected points that we expect from these players. One of the small subtleties with targeting players with good fixtures is that it leads to a rise in tempo and it leads to a rise in value. And in FPL, if you can check those two boxes, the moves pretty much make themselves. Okay, I'm back in my natural position now, guys. Boys, hoist up the graphic signs. Pretty impressive, eh? Budget's gone up, boys, budget's gone up. The first team we're going to be looking at, and the team that I think has the best fixtures to target for the first couple game weeks of FPL, is Liverpool, who face Norwich, Burnley, Chelsea, Leeds, Crystal Palace and Brentford. Absolutely amazing fixtures that we should be looking to target. When it comes to Liverpool at the beginning of this season, I really think you should be looking for the triple up, whether that's 2 defenders and 1 midfielder, or if that's 2 midfielders and 1 defender. Now, the obvious picks for Liverpool, and I don't think you should try go differential with Liverpool, are Salah. Salah's had an absolutely amazing season last season, and he brings in the points. He's a great captaincy option, and it's just someone that we can't ignore. We have Jota, which is a little bit differential, but ultimately he's proven that he is a goal-scoring machine. He didn't play much last season, but when he was on the pitch, he was always looking like he was going to score. He's a very selfish player, and in FPL we love those sort of plays, like Salah was very selfish, and it just makes it easy to have them in your team. They pick up the ball, they look up, they look where their goal is, and they try to have a shot. When it comes to the defense, we have a little bit of a conundrum. We have Trent, who is 7.5 million, which is expensive for a defender, but he's proved that he can bring in the points. And then we have Robertson, who is 7 million. So it's kind of like, who do we go for? Do we save that 0.5 and put in Robertson, who probably maybe has a little bit less of an attacking threat, but he's proved that he can be as good as Trent? Or do we put that 0.5 million budget into Trent, which, he's tried and tested. We know that he works well on that Liverpool system. And one big thing to remember, guys, is that Virgil is coming back. And Virgil loves those diagonal balls out to the wing backs, so we should be excited. We should expect these wing backs to start moving up, getting those balls and running through and crossing the ball, maybe taking the shot. It's really exciting. The next team that we're going to be looking at is United, who face Leeds, Southampton, Wolves, Newcastle, West Ham and Aston Villa. These are also very good fixtures to target, and it is a no-brainer to bring in Fernandes. I mean, we all thought he was a penalty merchant, but he's actually showed that he can still score open play goals, along with supplementing the points with the penalties. Just an absolutely phenomenal player to have in your team. Other players we could consider are Rashford, who, didn't have the best season last season. You'd rather put the money in and get Fernandes, but he is still an option if you need to save money for your budget. Then we have Cavani, who, if he plays, he's still a great option at 8.5. He's one of the legends of the game, and he has that potential to score goals. In defense, we also have the hard choice to make between Wan-Bissaka and Shaw, and I think most people will tend to go for Shaw, but I think there is still an option for Wan-Bissaka. Now onto our third team, West Ham, who play Newcastle, Leicester, Crystal Palace, Southampton, Man United, Leeds and Brentford. A nice run of fixtures, and if there are some good players in that team that we would would like to bring into our teams. We have players such as Antonio, who's 7.5 million this year, and that's, you know, a great price for him. We also have the defenders in Creswell and Kufal, and again we have the tricky choice to see if we're going to sacrifice budget for tempo, to see if obviously Creswell is 0.5 million more than Kufal, but they are both still great options, and they both have the potential to get the assists and the clean sheets, obviously. And then the big man that, you know, was probably in everyone's teams last season is Lingard, who's 7 million, which is an absolutely fair price for him. And if he stays at West Ham, I mean, what a great option to have. And now for the fourth team that we're going to be looking at, Wolves, who start off the season with 3 tricky fixtures, but after that the fixtures really ease up. They play Watford, Brentford, Southampton and Newcastle after those first 3 game weeks. So definitely we should have that in the back of our minds when we're thinking about our transfer plans going into the season. You know, players that we can bring in from Wolves are, you know, they've got good defenders, good value defenders. Semedo, who's a little bit more attacking at 5 million. We also have Cody, who's a great budget option for 4.5. And then obviously Jimenez, if he's back at 7.5 million, is, you know, he's an awesome player to consider, because it seems like for this season in FPL, the forwards that we want to bring in are around that price range. So there's going to be great options to rotate players in and out, you know, and really sap that tempo and that value out of them. Fifth team is Aston Villa. Aston Villa's fixtures seem to be the polar opposite of Wolves, where they start off the season with 3 great fixtures and then move into trickier fixtures afterwards. The first 3 fixtures for Aston Villa are Watford, Newcastle and Brentford, which are absolutely fixtures that we should be targeting, guys. And what's nice with Aston Villa is that, you know, you can have a plan to have an Aston Villa player for the first 3 game weeks, and then after those first 3 game weeks you can bring in Wolves players who have extra nice fixtures after those 3 game weeks. So, you know, there's some synergy between those 2 teams, and we should definitely keep that in consideration when we're thinking about plans for the future. And last but not least, we have Brighton, who start off the season versing Burnley, Watford, Everton and Brentford. Now, when it comes to Brighton, we will probably be more inclined to just go for defenders, as I think that's the safe option. Obviously, everyone is looking at Sanchez and Lamptey, both 4.5 million, which is great value for those players. And especially with the good fixtures, there is a strong consideration to bring them into your team. Another player that you can consider is Basuma, who's 4.5 million, which is, you know, as a midfielder, 4.5 million, he's a great option to have on your bench. There's not much more that you have to say about that. Anyway, guys, that is all for this video. And if you enjoy this content, please subscribe to the tribe. It really does mean a lot to me. And like I said at the beginning of this video, the support that I receive on these videos really does, you know, it makes it worth it. It's awesome making videos and feeling like people are listening and taking on board information and, you know, giving their own opinions. You know, it's absolutely amazing, and I hope we can build this community. Anyway, guys, cheers.